I'll let Gilles also say a few words. Thank you.
Oh.
Hi, my name is Gilles Depatsi. I'm the developer assigned to working on the test automation test cases. So I've got a few done already, and I'm working to get the rest of them done. So I wasn't the original person on there. There was another predecessor before me, so I joined when once he left. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Gilles. Thanks, George.
Okay.
Do you want to share your screen, and then George, it does either Gilles or George who is going to present, and then just show us like what has been done and what's your plan going forward?
Okay. So we have a couple of slides. Let me see if I can share my screen here. I borrowed some slides from Gilles' presentation from the Volta meeting. I don't know which screen you're seeing. Do you see some slides called Volta Test Automation?
Yes.
Okay, that's the right screen. Okay, so let's see, because we might not need all of these slides. So I said to Gilles, I try to explain it, and then he can help me if I stumble. So the test automation framework is based on the robot framework, and we're implementing test in Jenkins. And in these slides, we'll show you what it does at a high level. There's a diagram. I don't think we'll go into the smaller details, but essentially it's this. So Gilles, please help me here. We have this Jenkins, the Jenkins service, which is part of the ONF, the Open Core Jenkins, and there's a robot framework which communicates with the installation of Volta and Onos and PwnSim v2 in Kubernetes to run tests via Volta CLI. Gilles?
Pretty well. Yeah. So the robot framework connects up to Python libraries that we've written as well. So we deploy all the pods, the necessary pods, through Kubernetes, and we interact with the pods both onto the Volta cluster via SSH. So that's about it. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question. So currently, we see that you are using PwnSim. Is there a way that you also can use BBSim? Have you ever used BBSim before?
Not yet. It's something we are considering. We just want to finish off the test cases and get them running with PwnSim first, and then we'll entertain BBSim.
Okay.
Yeah, this is part of the future plans. We have a slide in we'll go to next with the future plans. So yeah, BBSim is one consideration there. It was not in the picture when we originally set out to do this, and we recently became aware of it back in the fall, and that would be something to consider for next step. As you know, it doesn't do data plane; it only does control plane.
Yes.
Any other question?
Yeah. Another question is, do you have plans, whatever cases that have been automated, do you also have plans to run on royalties or ONUs hardware?
Yeah, so that's part of the consideration for the future plan here. Let me see if I can find the slide here. Might as well just go here. Yeah, so this is the slide with the future plans. So one of them was the multicast IGMP, which, as you know, it was postponed. I think it's right now due sometime in the summer after the Volta meeting today. I believe it's pushed to the summer, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check.
Mm-hmm.
A transition from PONSIM v to BBSIM, and support for physical owner. So we'll need to evaluate which one is higher priority in this case, and discuss also with Daniel. So what is your input on this? Is the physical owner more important than the BBSIM?
Yes, we would say that the physical is more important definitely than the BBSIM. The only reason is we can uncover more issues using OLT. And I was also going to bring up, like, let's say if you do not have OLT and if you wish that you want to share our QA systems and then run your test cases, then we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we might have to, I mean, you might have to develop some libraries to work with OLTs as well, OLT and ONU.
Right. Right. Okay, so that's good to know that this is higher priority, and it makes sense. Well, this is for scalability, but this one can be done manually, I guess, too, right? The BBSIM for the scalability testing. This can go on an ongoing basis.
Yes. For scalability tests, yes, we can wait on it, and then BBSIM, as you know, that it is still being enhanced with more features and more scaling itself in BBSIM. So.
Yeah. So that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I also have a comment on the physical OLT. Do you guys have a physical OLT that you guys use for development at your guys' lab?
Yes, we do have. We have several types of ONU. Mostly it's Broadcom ONUs that we're using for development projects with customers. Okay. So we are familiar with this, and we're also a Broadcom partner. So we have different Broadcom evaluation boards, but for now they're only used on development projects. So
so you guys haven't tried to run any of this test automation against a physical OLT?
No, we've only run manual tests so far on these. We've been doing manual tests only. Yeah.
Okay. Because it'd be nice to get to a point in the future as well to use this same test automation framework that you guys have written to test against not only PONSIM but also a physical OLT. But obviously there would be some rework required or some additional libraries in your guys' framework to test and validate against a physical OLT. I was just wondering if you guys have done that internally or not.
No, not yet. We've talked about it also internally, but we have not gotten to it. So we have done quite a few tests manually, but nothing automated yet.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, it's work in progress.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.
So currently, George and Gilles, so are you guys executing this, whatever tests you have written, PONSIM based on 1.6 or Volta 1.6 or Volta 2.0 or both? How are you running them?
It's currently running on master. Yeah, that would be master that it's running on currently.
Master. And do you see any issues currently?
No, but we're aware of an issue that's happened lately where the test automation, I guess, server is broken. So they're not running right now.
Right. I can comment on that. So yeah, this happened after the Jenkins upgrade that happened last week. So I've been looking into this issue, and I've been I've tried redeploying the node that these tests are running on and cleaning up the workspace and stuff, and I haven't been able to figure it out. But I think I'm gonna go the route. I've tried to avoid actually deleting this job completely and then recreating it again, so that the Volta master sees it as a brand new job, because it's some odd error that Jenkins is reporting. I don't think it has anything to do with the job itself or the node itself. So I'm going to be doing that this morning. But yeah, this happened after the Jenkins upgrade. So I don't know any details further than that. So I'll continue to try to resolve that and let you guys know what's going on with that.
Okay, so you're saying that this is Jenkins related, not really software related, or we
It,
still need to debug
yeah,
here.
no, it's not software related because I tried retriggering it. It's some weird work. Jenkins is reporting that it cannot find the workspace on the node. So it has nothing to do with the software or the test automation or anything. So yeah, that's why I've been trying to redeploy the node and stuff like that. It hasn't given me any success. Same errors happening. So I'll continue to try to figure this out and then report, update you guys on the QA channel once I have it resolved.
Thanks, Kailash. We really appreciate all your support all the time.
But prior to that, sometime in December, I guess early December, we turned on the test automation sanity. So it was triggered with it was being triggered by any new commits, any new Jenkins commits. So it was running fine there for some time, and like he says, it's just when the Jenkins update caused something to happen.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm sorry. So one, yeah, thanks for the update. So one just request from our side is, and then we feel that the priority of running the test on the real hardware is more important. And at the end, let's say after every night, what we are doing here in COD is we run sanity tests for every commit based. And in the night, when we are running the job, we are running. We are building the parts, and then we are testing all the scenarios on real hardware. So that will uncover a lot of issues. So it's just some information that we would like to give it to you, and that way we can eliminate many issues in the master Volta as well if we run these test cases. And if you have any help or you need some hardware requirement, hardware that can be shared, we are happy to help you guys, and then we can run it on our system as well.
So are you asking whether we can change our plan in terms of this? So where we are right now with the plan, we're just about finished with the second one, with the second test.
Okay.
And right now, authentication is already in progress as well with the PwnSim. That's targeted for next sprint. So, well, these two we haven't started yet, right? Are you suggesting that we change gears and not implement the PwnSim and perhaps look into the hardware part?
I think based on the plan, since you have already done with OLT provisioning, ONU discovery is ready, you mentioned. I think when we have these test cases ready, OLT, ONU, and authentication, once they are completed with PwnSim, then I would suggest that having those test cases run on real hardware. That would give us a very good state of how Volta is behaving with the real hardware as well.
Okay, so you suggest that instead of going further to automate on PwnSim these two, you're asking if we could instead go and put these to run on the real hardware instead.
Yes, and then maybe you can estimate. Yes, please. That's my main point. But you can let us know how long it is going to take. Let's say if it is a huge amount of work, then I think again we need to discuss, right? Because other the DHCP is also important, and that might get affected. And developing on already existing framework with PwnSim is much easier for you guys, right?
Yeah, I think we would need to estimate these. We really haven't gotten too deep into the hardware part, how to automate with the real hardware. So that would require some time to estimate and evaluate. Probably need Daniel also's input from architecture point of view. What do you think, Gilles?
Yeah, well, we need to think whether that's what we want to do as well. I mean,
yeah.
From our perspective, we might want to say we want to finish all the test cases and then consider, going to real hardware. I don't know, and a lot of the judgment comes from Daniel, so he has a big say in that.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, it's we will take this with Daniel, and I think we should at least make the evaluation at a high level and see what it takes, and we'll get back to you with our feedback on that. So for
Sure.
now, yeah, for now you're good with this. So we're continuing with the authentication. This one, I think Gilles has already submitted the code. We had
Yes.
a little bit of a back and forth on one of the one of the test cases because of a separate issue related to encryption.
Mhm.
Which now I think it's resolved.
Yes.
And since the code has already been reviewed, I believe we're probably expecting that this was going to get merged pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're just holding off on the merge from the solution from 1343. Once that gets merged, then ours can get merged as well.
Yeah. So when Jenkins is back, probably it was going to run both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so authentication is already started. So that should be sometime in next sprint.
Okay, thanks. So currently, is Gilles the only person who is working on test automation?
Yeah, so we have only one engineer who is working on the Volta community project.
Okay, got it.
Any other question?
I don't have any. Yeah, thanks, guys. Because I just wanted to make sure that we are, let's say, because we are testing Seba and we are also using Volta master branch, and we see some blockers from Volta. So we just wanted to make sure that that Volta, what kind of Volta test cases are getting covered, and making sure that if we are running them on real hardware, maybe we can find, more blocker issues. That was the only that's where our discussion came up from, and then this is just a suggestion that we are just giving you guys.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate. What test cases are you running when you do the manual sanity? Is that one of the test plans published on the wiki?
Yes, that's correct. On the wiki page, we have Seba test for the December release. So those are the test cases that we are running.
Okay, so you run all those manually.
No. We have automated tests. So they are running every night, and
Okay.
all are automated tests, and they run on the real hardware.
Okay.
Are those the AT&T workflow test cases, the SIAB workflow?
Exactly. Well,
Okay.
test cases.
AT&T workflow test cases, right?
Yes, I can quickly point to you. Like, if you're done with this, I can quickly show it to you, and then you can take a look at it.
Okay. We had many other slides, but I don't know if it's relevant. Gilles, what do you think? Is there
No,
anything
like I say,
here?
they're already aware of the framework and all stuff. Like, it might be, it was mostly for the Volta folks that may
Right.
not have been too much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This
We'll
is very
stop
good.
sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Sorry, give me a minute, please. Oh, I have some issue here. Kailash or Yovan, can you guys share your screen and show, open the page for me, please, the wiki page?
Sure. Yeah, let me pull
Sorry,
it up right
I'm
now.
not able to. I just reset my browser, so I think it's blocking me for doing it.
Yeah, sure. I'm pulling it up right now. Sorry, 1 second. It's asking me to.
No problem. I just have to, sorry, I will need to leave at 1/2 past.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you can send the link.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
pasting the link right here in the chat. In the meanwhile, while Kailash is opening that, so you guys can just launch that.
Yeah, sorry, I had to install a plugin real quick. Let me see if I can get it up real quick.
That's the one which I pasted is the job that we are running with test cases for Volta master branch on SIBA. So these are AT&T test cases. And the other link is...
I can share my screen. I'm opening it.
And also we need the SIBA release test cases.
So these are also implemented using robot, right?
Yes, that's correct. Okay.
Good.
So yeah, so if you scroll down, this is the test job that we have created for running all our tests on the real hardware, and this is using Volta master branch. And currently there are some showstopper bugs here from Volta master because the authentication EOPOL messages are failing, and this is a bug in Volta.
I see. So if this were to be caught in Volta, then it wouldn't get as far as this job, right? It would get stopped at the source.
Yes, exactly. So
That's the idea, right?
Yeah, that's the idea. So that, we can work collaboratively, and then we'll see like what test cases can be covered there and what we can cover more in order to create more scenarios. So that we have a good coverage of Volta as well as SIBA.
Right. SIBA is more from the system point of view, and then Volta is more, what we're doing is more the component in Volta.
Exactly.
Right.
And if you want to just look at the test cases, and Jovan, can you please open the link, the other link that I sent you in the chat? So these are the test cases that we are currently running. So in case you want
For
to
December release. Okay, I'm just looking at the link.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So whatever has been implemented, yes, these are the ones which we are running against the pods.
I see. Okay, so maybe there's something we could reuse from some of this code here that would allow us to implement the test cases on the hardware.
Yes, exactly. Like let's say the ONU OLT, once it's there, if you want to authenticate, and there are some libraries to access this OLT ONU, and I mean OLT as an example, so they can be reused definitely. But we can always meet up for other meetings as well. In case you have questions, then we can have some technical discussions, what and which library to use, and then we can help you with that as well.
Sounds good. Yeah, we need to talk with Daniel first, and we'll look at this as reference, and then we'll let you know. We probably will have some questions.
No problem. Sure, I understand because you have your own deliverables, right?
Yeah, we committed to a certain plan right now, so we need to make sure we evaluate this the effect, and also share with the Volta community.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I need to drop off, Suchitra. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you all. Okay, thanks, Gilles. So, Gilles, I think you can stay. I have to drop off.
Sure. Thanks a lot,
Yeah.
George.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Okay. Bye, George.
Bye, Gilles.
Yeah. So, anything else for Gilles? Gilles, do you have any other questions for us?
Not at the moment. Like I say, we haven't delved into real hardware, propositions. So we're not sure what's involved yet. So, but we certainly would have a lot of questions for you. but nothing at the moment.
Okay, sure, no problem. And really appreciate your support, Gilles. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no problem. I appreciate Kailash's support too. So, he's been a great help.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good to know.
Glad to help.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll let the meeting go on. I don't think you guys need me either.
Sure. Thanks, Gilles.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem. Bye now.
Bye. Okay, so we have one more item that I added yesterday. That is from Andy, which says that should we use SIAB platform for Gerrit patches? Probably we just have Scott here on the call, no other developers. Maybe we could bring it up again in other QA call or in other call sometime. But we can from SIAB point of view, from QA side, we can discuss if what test cases have been covered, and then we can see if at all we want to go with testing all the Gerrit patches with SIAB, we are ready to go with these tests or not. So Kailash, you have developed some test cases, right? So I mean, can you just update us?
Yeah, sure. So with SIAB, we run the same test scenarios that we do against the physical pod, but SIAB, because it uses PwnSim and PwnNet and MiniNet, we randomly see rare race conditions, but almost always the first test case, which is just the happy path scenario where you create a subscriber, send authentication, do the ping, disable subscriber, verify if pings fail, enable again, verify if pings pass again. So the very basic sanity end-to-end testing, that almost always passes. I would say like 99.9% of the time passes. So I did see last night that Andy filed a JIRA for us to write not necessarily a subset of that test, but the ability to just run that first test case scenario. So that can easily be done in our robot code. So I think that's what he was referring to, where at least the basic sanity happy path test case can be used as a Gerrit check-in. Now, what this would validate is everything from the control plane, from XOS, making sure the subscriber gets created, making sure the cross connect and the service train gets created, along with Volta and making sure that the PwnSim, OLT, and ONU and the flows get pushed down there through ONOS. So I think it's a very good level of validation. In addition to
Kailash, could I ask one question? When we're talking about validating Gerrit check-ins to which repo? Is this the XOS core repo, all of the service repos, both core and services?
I mean, the idea was, I'm sorry, Scott, the idea was, I think we brought it up because this is against all repos.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, because running any patch set on, validating any patch set on a pod with the real hardware takes longer time. So I think Andy brought this point because if CBA in a box is a lightweight thing, and if we can validate against all these patches, then that might give a good, good say whether it's good or not to be merged.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think anything that we can use CBA in a box instead of a physical pod, if the CBA in a box environment is sufficient, I think that's a win for us because we can do it with less resources. So I'm in favor of this. I guess my question would be, what tests are we currently doing on all repos, and are we also expanding the number of tests? That's what wasn't completely clear to me.
Mhm.
Well, on all repos, we still have our auto-generated API test, which we agree doesn't give us exactly validation on the full code base and stuff. So on all repos, we do the license check, the Helm checks on any repos that have Helm charts, and then go through the set of the API test. But I think this would be a huge step in towards more validating it. And I think right now, as instead of all repos, at least we can take a look at the CIBA requirements, from Volt service, Fabric Cost Connect, RCord, ONAS service. So all the synchronizers that actually get deployed with the AT&T workflow, I think we should just do it in just run the test on those repos, because it wouldn't make sense to run this CIBA in a box tests against some obsolete XOS service, right? Like VNAS or VEPC, right?
Yeah, I agree. So this would be an end-to-end test, and it would be for all of the ones that currently participate in the CIBA stack.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, my only suggestion would be that, we do make sure the full platform team is aware of this, because I think there has been some controversy before when it comes down to applying end-to-end tests to, like synchronizer check-ins. Personally, I'm in favor of it, but like I say, I would make sure that, Mateo and others are aware of the proposal.
Right. Yeah. And we can,
Yeah, and also, can we see how long is it taking? Let's say this one build CIBA, how long is it taking? SIAB.
See, let me pull up one of the jobs real quick. The build itself. Sorry, I turned my node off yesterday because I was using it for development. Let me see if I can find a successful run.
Sorry, sorry. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Can you open up SIAB latest or CIBA in the box latest?
Yeah. So the first one.
Yeah. If you just go down to the pipeline, we can take a look at. So if you look at one of the green ones. Sorry, I know it's been failing for a while.
Maybe this one.
Yeah. Actually, go back to the pipeline view, because I want to highlight how long each step takes.
Pipeline view.
Or just go back to the main page of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if we scroll down and go to the 807, if you can highlight 807 or just scroll over. Yeah. So if you look there, that 6 minutes and 20 seconds, that's the time it takes to deploy SIAB, and the 29 minutes is how long the test run. But that is the full test suite. So, you guys know that our full test suite takes a long time because we have to wait for everything to get reset after each test case. So if we just run the end-to-end test, like the Happy Path scenario, that whole thing will probably take 1 minute and 30 seconds. So you're looking at a full run of this would probably be about 10 minutes, more or less.
Yeah, I think I like that. Only just the Happy Path, and we should know all other tests. Let's say if we want to use it for Gerrit path sets.
Yeah, I would say just that Happy Path test case, because we don't want check-ins to take over 30, 45 minutes and stuff. So
yeah, exactly. 15 minutes, I would say the max that we should.
Yeah, it should be well under 15 minutes. Should be around 10.
And this can be done in parallel with all of the other tests that are currently running?
Yes, it can.
So we could establish a maximum bound on all tests running will be 15 minutes because of parallelization.
Yes, I think the API tests take less than 15 minutes. The only thing is that those tests take a couple minutes just to start up because the node in EC2 has to come up. But yeah, more or less 15 minutes each patch set should give you Jenkins +1 or whatnot.
Yeah, I would think people would be happy with that level of time bound, but yeah, I do think it's something to confirm amongst everyone to make sure nobody's unhappy about it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, maybe it's something we can discuss as soon as Andy's back. See if he had any other thoughts around this too, because this is his topic, right? So, but in the meantime, I'll work on. He filed a couple of JIRAs for me to work on, so I can get those going.
Yeah, I think this. My personal opinion is this is all a very good idea. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, and then one more question, Kailash. Since we also, I suppose that, let's say if we are taking the happy path and we are still validating the flows, do you think we'll be able to catch bugs like we have this with the Volta Master, where we don't see this EA poll getting successful?
Yeah, it'll capture that too, because in SIBA in a Box as well, we also do, sending authentication. So it will catch that as well too.
Okay, so are you guys testing also SIAB with Volta Master, or you haven't really started with that?
With Volta Master. So this right here, the SIBA in a Box latest, will pull all the latest images. So this pulls Volta Master. So that's probably why they've been failing. And right now we're just running this on a timely basis, and I think that's what Andy wants to move away from as well too, to get it on a per code check-in. So yeah, these jobs will definitely get more stable once we do that. But yeah, we're running through the same scenario. So obviously, if EA pool authentication fails, it's likely due to Volta not having the flows, or ONOS not pushing the flows, something along those lines. So we'll definitely be able to catch that. We don't go into ONOS or Volta. We just do the end-to-end, making sure that the EA pool actually passes. But if that fails, then likely it's a ONOS or Volta most likely issue.
Okay, sounds good then. Yeah, sounds good. I think we should bring it up again. Like Scott mentioned, we need to get a say from everyone.
So I noticed that these two jobs, the latest and stable, are running on different nodes, right? Different QCT nodes.
No, they're running on the same node, and it's the same node that I'm using for deployment. So I think I turned that. I think I disconnected that node. I just didn't turn the timer off. That's why it was a queue that's built up in there. I need to reset that. So yeah, ignore that for right now, because I've been using it to test. So
okay, yeah. I see. It's the same node. Maybe I'm just wondering, do we have more nodes like this to run this SIBA in the Box test? Maybe.
Yeah. I think we do. I'll have to check our QCT nodes and see which one is free, and I can spin up a dedicated one. So we should most likely, yeah. Because I know Andy's using two, one for this job and one for his local development. So I'll take a look, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, or you can check on Plex. Check, because Plex also has a few nodes which are not being used for anything. There are many OCP nodes which are available that can be used for this purpose.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that as well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Scott, do you have anything else that we need to discuss here?
No, I have nothing.
Okay, anyone else? Yovan, Kailash?
No.
Okay. All right then. Thank you guys.
All right, see you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye all.